Level 1. The Ghosts. The Premier League is the most expensive football market on the planet. Acquisition costs are staggering, performance expectations even more so. And yet, the gap between investment and actual output has never been wider. Some players justify every penny. Others represent the worst return on investment in world football right now. £73 million. That number hasn't gone away. It follows Jadon Sancho everywhere he goes, and in the Premier League, he has now gone quite a few places. Manchester United, Chelsea on loan, Aston Villa on loan, where this season he has contributed 0 goals and 1 assist across 694 minutes of football. Nearly 8 hours of Premier League action, 1 assist. To be fair to Sancho, and this video will be, the story is more complicated than the numbers suggest. He won the Conference League with Chelsea last season. He scored in the final. There are genuine flashes of the player Dortmund fans remember. But flash is not the same as sustained output, and at 3 different Premier League clubs, the sustained output simply hasn't arrived. Average FOTMOB rating at Villa this season, 6.56. That is a squad player number. He is a £73 million squad player going through his 3rd fresh start. Then there is James Trafford, and this one is genuinely difficult to watch. Trafford came through Manchester City's academy, was sold to Burnley to develop, and responded by producing arguably the greatest goalkeeping season in Football League history. 45 games, 29 clean sheets, equaling the all-time EFL record for a goalkeeper in a single season. And Burnley conceded just 16 goals all season, the fewest in Football League history. City activated their buyback clause and brought him home for a fee reported at around £27 to £31 million, depending on the source. He started their first 3 Premier League games of the season. Then, on deadline day, Guardiola signed Gianluigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain for £26 million. Without telling Trafford it was coming, Donnarumma became the number 1 immediately. Trafford has played 0 Premier League minutes since August 31st. He is a cup goalkeeper now, watching from the bench every weekend, aware that the World Cup squad is being selected and he is running out of time to make a case. He was asked about it recently. "I didn't expect the situation to happen," he said, "but it happened, so just get on with it." Former City goalkeeper Nicky Weaver said he felt sorry for him. So do most people watching. 2 players at level 1 for very different reasons. One couldn't perform when given every opportunity, one was never given the opportunity at all. Level 2. High highs, lower lows. These are players with genuine quality, proven across multiple seasons, who have delivered a campaign of sharp contrasts. Brilliant in stretches, invisible in others. Start with the numbers on Cody Gakpo this season, and it reads like a misprint. Most shots off target in the Premier League. Most blocked shots. 1 goal in his last 10 appearances. 5 league goals all season compared to 10 at this point last year. His passing accuracy sits at 71%, ranking him 348th in the division. Liverpool are open to selling him in the summer, by all reports. And yet, 18 goals across all competitions last season. A player who, in the right conditions, is a genuine threat. Gakpo arrived from PSV for £37 million in January 2023 with real momentum. The problem isn't talent. The problem is that this season, Liverpool gave him the keys and he couldn't start the car. That is a different kind of disappointing. The kind where you can see exactly what the player could be, which makes the reality harder to watch. Anthony Gordon presents one of the stranger statistical portraits in the Premier League this season. In the Champions League, he has 10 goals in 9 appearances, breaking the record for most goals scored by an Englishman for a Premier League club in a single Champions League campaign. In the Premier League, Gordon went over a year without scoring an open play goal before finally breaking the drought against Liverpool on January 31st. 4 league goals and 2 assists all season. Box touches down from 66 2 seasons ago to 16 this term. Same player, different competition. And it is worth noting that 5 of those 10 Champions League goals came from the penalty spot, which doesn't diminish the record, but it does complicate the narrative. The open play tally tells a more nuanced story. A player who is genuinely dangerous in European football, but whose domestic influence has quietly hollowed out. The Premier League version is someone Newcastle can't drop, but can't quite rely on either. Level 3. The Arrivals. Level 3 belongs to players in their first or second full season at this level. The quality is real. The question is whether it lasts. Liverpool paid £69 million up front, with the total package rising to £79 million, including add-ons, for a striker most Premier League fans couldn't name 6 months ago. Hugo Ekitike had spent just over a season at Eintracht Frankfurt, 22 goals and 11 assists in 48 appearances across all competitions. And that was enough for Arne Slot to make a move. In his debut Premier League season, he has 11 goals and 4 assists in 1,776 minutes, with an average FOTMOB rating of 7.09. For context, that output rate makes him more productive than several players who will appear higher on this list. He is 23 years old, and the trajectory is pointing sharply upward. Then there is Morgan Rogers, who took a different kind of journey. Released by Manchester City at 19 without a single first-team appearance, he worked through Lincoln City, Bournemouth and Blackpool on loan, earned a permanent move to Middlesbrough, and from there caught Aston Villa's eye in January 2024. In 2024-25, he won the PFA Young Player of the Year award, only the 5th Villa player ever to do so. This season, he has 8 goals and 5 assists in 29 appearances. ESPN ranked him 12th among the best attacking midfielders in the world. Some media have drawn comparisons to Musiala. Others have mentioned Rooney. The player himself just keeps scoring. Benjamin Sesko cost Manchester United £76.5 million last summer and spent the first 4 months of the season looking like a player who might cost someone their job. 2 goals in 17 appearances under Ruben Amorim. Then Michael Carrick was appointed and something unlocked. 8 goals since the change. The first Slovenian in Manchester United's history, and the Amorim to Carrick arc is one of the stranger individual stories in this season's Premier League. The 4th player at this level almost certainly isn't on your radar. Igor Thiago has scored 18 Premier League goals for Brentford this season, second only to Erling Haaland in the scoring charts. He is probably the most anonymous top scorer contender in Premier League history. Outside of fantasy football circles, almost nobody is talking about him. That will probably change. Level 4. The Nearly Men. Granit Xhaka is 33 years old. He was supposed to be winding down. Instead, he left Bayer Leverkusen after their historic unbeaten title season, joined newly promoted Sunderland, and has been named the best Premier League signing of the season by multiple outlets. Xhaka ran Arsenal's midfield for years, won a Bundesliga title at Leverkusen, and is now doing it again at an age when most players at his level have taken the money and gone to Saudi Arabia. Adam Wharton is 22 years old, FA Cup winner in 2024-25. Now in his 3rd consecutive Premier League season with 5 assists this term and a FOTMOB average rating of 7.06. He sits in the 93rd percentile for dangerous passes per 90. Multiple observers have described him as a future £100 million player. He is the kind of midfielder who doesn't dominate highlight reels, but dominates the spaces between them. And those spaces are where games are actually won. Elliot Anderson at Nottingham Forest has been described by the Premier League's own platform as one of the world's leading central midfielders. Before this season, how many people outside the City ground would have agreed with that? He is 22, powerful, box to box, and quietly building a reputation that is going to make him extremely expensive very soon. Then there is Bukayo Saka, which will cause arguments. In 2023-24, he was Arsenal's top scorer. 16 Premier League goals, one of the best wingers in Europe on his day. His box touches in the league that season totaled 146. This season, 47. His shots on target have dropped from 78 2 seasons ago to 33. A hamstring injury derailed 2024-25, and the reduced involvement has carried into this campaign. 4 players at this level who should, by most accounts, be higher. 1 is too old to get there. 2 aren't ready yet. 1 keeps getting interrupted every time he tries.
Level 5. The Stars.
Bryan Mbeumo is in his 5th Premier League season. He is 26. He is top 3 in the league for goal contributions. He ranks 2nd among all wingers for high-intensity pressures, 1,407 this season. And still, when you say his name to a casual football fan, there is a slight pause before recognition arrives. Mbeumo has been quietly and consistently excellent at Brentford for 5 years, while the spotlight moved to bigger clubs and bigger names. He is no longer a hidden gem. He is a very good player the Premier League hasn't fully caught up with yet. Cole Palmer is a different kind of star, one the Premier League has absolutely caught up with. Big games, big moments, the Chelsea number 10 role carried on his back since the day he arrived from City. He is the most creative player in the division when the occasion demands it. The reason he sits here rather than higher is simple. The season has had too many invisible stretches. Elite players do not disappear for 5-game runs. Matheus Cunha spent 2.5 seasons at Wolves, producing some of the most watchable football in the league. 29 goals and 13 assists, often single-handedly keeping a struggling side competitive. Manchester United paid £62.5 million for him last August. His numbers at United this season, 6 goals and 2 assists in 26 appearances, look modest on paper. But his goal at Arsenal in January, the winner in a 3-2 victory, was United's first league win at the Emirates since December 2017. He has described himself as a maverick who prefers freedom over structure. Old Trafford is currently offering both, which might explain why his best form is only now starting to arrive. Then there is Bruno Guimaraes, who has been Newcastle's best player for 3 seasons running and still somehow exists on the edges of the wider conversation. 9 Premier League goals this season from central midfield, a FOTMOB average rating of 7.63, the highest of any midfielder in this video, and 145 appearances for Newcastle with 29 goals and 23 assists in the league. He is a player too many people outside St James's Park haven't caught up with yet. Given that Manchester United and Arsenal are reportedly both trying to sign him, that oversight won't last much longer. Level 6. Close to perfection. These are the players who have delivered sustained, elite-level performance, players where the data, the eye test, and the results all point in the same direction. When Arsenal concede only 69 shots on target across an entire Premier League season, 33 fewer than any other team in the division, a significant portion of that credit belongs to the man at the centre of their defensive structure. William Saliba has played 1,985 Premier League minutes this season, with an average FOTMOB rating of 7.13, 1 yellow card, 0 red cards. When Saliba starts, Arsenal win approximately 74% of their matches. When he doesn't, that figure drops sharply. He has played alongside Gabriel Magalhães for 3 seasons now, and the debate about which of the two is Arsenal's most important centre-back is one of the most interesting in the league. Virgil van Dijk is still Virgil van Dijk. At 33, Liverpool's captain commands the defensive line with the composure that most centre-backs spend entire careers trying to develop. A handful of poor individual moments this season, moments that would go entirely unnoticed from almost anyone else, as well as some inconsistent seasons, are the only reason he sits here rather than one level higher. Moises Caicedo had a stretch earlier this season where the push to name him Premier League Player of the Year wasn't entirely unreasonable. Chelsea's midfield engine, 24 years old, output efficiency that put him above 95% of midfielders in the division for expected assists per 90. A red card against Arsenal dented the campaign. Caicedo himself, when asked if he was the best defensive midfielder in the world, said, "No. In my mind, I'm the best version of myself." That answer is either very humble or very precise. Probably both. Declan Rice won Arsenal's Player of the Season award last year with 9 goals and 10 assists. This season, 4 goals, 5 assists, 29 appearances, FOTMOB average of 7.64, he has been the best performing outfield player at the club by rating. The initial £100 million fee, potentially rising to £105 million in add-ons, that set a new record for a transfer between two British clubs, looked eyebrow-raising in the summer of 2023. It looks increasingly like accurate pricing.
Level 7. A different breed. 4 players. This is where the performance baseline separates entirely from the rest of the league. Argue about the order, that is what the comments are for, but the group itself is not up for debate. Rodri won the Ballon d'Or. He ruptured his ACL in September 2024 and missed virtually all of last season. In his absence, City surrendered their Premier League title to Liverpool. He has suffered further injury problems in 2025-26, missing significant game time this season. Every time he has been unavailable, the same pattern has emerged. A team built on tactical structure suddenly looks structurally exposed. No single player's absence has changed a club's entire competitive baseline more consistently than Rodri's. What he does is make everything around him sound, and when he's gone, the cracks appear within weeks. Bruno Fernandes leads the Premier League in assists with 14, and is chasing the all-time single-season record of 20, jointly held by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. For the first half of the season, Amorim deployed him deeper in midfield, further from goal, further from danger, further from everything that makes him dangerous. He still led the division in assists. Carrick moved him back into the 10 role, and the numbers have accelerated to the point where the all-time record is now a genuine conversation. Which raises a question nobody at Old Trafford seems keen to answer. What exactly was Amorim thinking? He leads Manchester United across more than 20 separate performance metrics this season. United finished 15th last year. They were a struggling, directionless club for the better part of 2 seasons, and through all of it, Fernandes kept producing. The recent revival under Carrick has pushed them back into the top 4, but the credit for keeping the ship from sinking entirely belongs in no small part to the man wearing the armband. There is a legitimate argument that he is the most impactful creative midfielder in the division right now. There is also a legitimate argument that sustained team failure disqualifies him from this level. That argument is wrong, no matter how hard anyone screams it. Mohamed Salah has 4 Premier League Golden Boots, equaling Thierry Henry's all-time record. Last season, he had 29 goals and 18 assists and was named Player of the Season, the first player in history to win the Golden Boot, Playmaker Award, and Player of the Season in the same campaign. This season, the numbers are slightly down. That slight dip is the only reason Salah is not the undisputed first name on this list. A slight Salah dip still places him well above almost every other attacker in the Premier League. And if that feels like a high bar to clear, Erling Haaland has been clearing it every single season since he arrived. 2 Premier League Golden Boots, chasing a third this season with 22 goals and counting. He became the fastest player in history to reach 100 Premier League goals, doing so in just 111 appearances. He does not have purple patches. He does not have bad runs. He has a slightly quieter week and then scores a hat-trick. At 25, with his physical peak still ahead of him, The uncomfortable reality for every other striker in world football is this: the performance baseline he has set simply does not regress the way human performance is supposed to. Not just an exceptional footballer, a problem for everyone else. Now tell us in the comments, who did we get wrong? Someone too high? Someone too low? Someone missing entirely? Drop your name below, and if you're not subscribed yet, now is probably the time.